you ugly sacks of sh. Wow, that was a bit, I mean, good morning, my beautiful pumpernickels. No long intro. Porsche, console 99. Let's go. So here we go, as usual. Let's put in a banker lap. Not a bunker lap, a banker lap. Illiterate.
A few moments later.
So as usual, I just want to put in a time in to have a delta, some sort of reference, before pushing. And, well, when I started to push to make a good time, this is what kept happening. Oh my god. Oh my god. I wanna myself right now. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the pressure I put on myself to do this in only 1 hour. But yeah, I kept making mistakes. I just kept making mistakes. Even coming out of the pits. Look at this. I just, yeah, I don't know why, but I just kept making mistakes again and again and again. How much of an idiot are you, like, really? Well, a big one, as we are going to see throughout this whole video. A big, big one. Even preparing for a good lap, it just kept happening. Just, please, do a good lap. Oh my god, I will kill your cat! Oh my god! I can't f anymore! Kill me! Please, give me a good lap. Please! Over 10 minutes have passed, and still no good lap time. So I was being careful there, but... Okay, I mean, it's not good, but it's valid. Listen, hey, listen, hear me out. It's a valid. Watch me invalidate this lap later on. Watch me invalidate this lap later on. Getting hot as hell here. Watch me invalidate this lap later on. Oh my sweet lord of all that is holy! I cannot do this today. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm sure it's okay. So at this point, I really wanted to focus and just get on a okay lap, a fast one, valid of course. So see, there I was attacking less that first corner, which was the bane of my existence, and just it's been over 15 minutes, so I need to get a good time in. It's not a bad lap. I kept gaining again and again, and this was not a bad one. My absolute PB here is a 28.1 or something like that, and I was feeling the car hard to drive in the absolute limit, so 28.4 here, it's not that bad. And at this point, okay, now I have a good one. Let's push a little bit more and get a faster one, but then I got a twitch there and a valid. So I kept making mistakes. I think I was under pressure, and I kept making mistakes. And here we have a low 28 with my best sectors, so I just had to do it. But as you can see, I was really finding it hard to really push the car to its limits. But 28.2, we are in the good direction. But I had no time to waste. I really had to push the car and kept going invalid again, and a little bit of frustration. Yeah, frustrated there, as you can see. Yeah, no. Luckily, the time started to go down, 28.1, which is if it's not my PB, it's very close to my PB. So now it's I had about less than a half an hour to give it that final push predicted on the 28.0. So I was going in the good direction, but I had to focus on going fast and just stop making those stupid small mistakes. We saw for a tiny moment we saw 27 predicted there, so I was giving my all, and I knew if I really focused, I was sure that I was adamant that I could do a 27. I really wanted to get that 27 with a Porsche, something that I never did so far. And I'm already not very good at throughout the track, but this sector here was really giving me issues. Even more this next corner, this left-hander here, I never know exactly when to turn, how much to brake or whatever, and then I sometimes bite that curb and over-rotates the car. But there it was okay-ish. 28-0, I'm really close to my objective. Now these next two corners I have to really focus, but I think I overpushed a little bit. I saw 27 there, 27.9, but I went a little bit too wide there. Then on this one I think I'm a bit too conservative, and I didn't lose too much time, a little bit, so 28-0, 28.105. I think it's my personal best with the Porsche, so I'm a bit happy here. And except for that, we have a little bit more than half a tenth. And oh my god, yeah, we have a 27 here. If you really put it all together, if we really put it all together, we have a 27 here. But with the Porsche, I have 1 hour, so I have 23 minutes left. Oh yeah, oh wow, look at that, yeah. Let's see how it behaves. Wow. Look at this. Now it's going down. Look at how... Once it... I mean, I lost 15. It's not... Oh, my piece of... As you can see in the predicted time, I was really close. The 27 was... It was within reach, but I kept making mistakes. Yeah, a little bit of understeer. I didn't bite the curve, so the car just didn't rotate. It was driving me insane, these small mistakes. Every single time. Here, I even took out the delta on the top left, and I was coming towards the end of my allocated time. So, oh, I was so frustrated. Oh my god! No! The final lap. There's a point of 28.3. Oh, look at this. So on my best lap, I have the best first sector, and then I have one. So yeah, I mean, this was the thing with the Porsche. I only gave myself 1 hour, and I mean, if we look at the first laps, look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like straight. I mean, I had more invalid than valids, but yeah. Anyways, now. On to the next car. Now, it's time for the power car. And I chose the Mustang. Why the Mustang? Well, let me explain. Now, let me explain why I chose the Mustang.
Oh, shut up! I'll explain.
Okay.
While I do my banker lap.
Rude.
So, when this car first came out, I hated this thing. Because... it basically, I felt like it was too strong. Like this thing, I've always said, this thing has 2 engines in it, especially compared to the Porsche in my races and my league. Like at the slightest straight line, this thing gets like a half a second back. That was nice. And it brakes good, and on the corners, I don't feel like it's that much worse than a Porsche, for example. It's a little bit trickier on the slow corners, like coming out of them in first gear or stuff like that. But I was like, oh, you know, it's OP, that's why I lose. But is it though? Because the more I raced with a Porsche, I understood its strengths, and I realized sometimes while fighting with other Mustangs that coming out of slow corners, for example, I had the advantage. And we tend to always say, oh, I only lose because of this or that, or the other guy's car's just good. But is it though? We tend to blame others sometimes, or other things. And sometimes we should just look inwards. So this is the test. There are tracks like, for example, at Imola, where because of the straight lines and the curves, I'm over a second faster in race pace. But the Porsche might be faster. Maybe it's just me. In this track, we have a little bit of everything, and there's no curves that I can abuse. So this is why I went with the Mustang. I really felt like this would be a cool test to make. So now we have unlimited time. I would say about 2 hours. It's the time I can stay. So let's see how fast I can get close to the Porsche, or maybe not at all, or maybe faster. And then we'll see if this car is really overpowered or it's just me not driving good enough. Let's see. So after putting a reference time with a Mustang, it was time to push. Trying to understand the car. I drove it a few times, but you know, what can you do? What can you not do? TC, maybe setup-wise, a few changes here and there. It was all about understanding the car. But when I tried to push, guess what started happening? Okay, so. Whoa! Whoa, whoa! Dumbass! So after around 10 minutes driving this car, trying to understand it, playing with the TC and everything like that, I realized that I was still driving like the Porsche. Look, I just bang on the power, and with this car, it's harder to do that. The back end. It is more tail happy for sure. Yeah, it's a little bit more tail happy. So I had to stop driving this car as if it was the Porsche, and be more patient with the throttle. And then there you go. Doing that as well is not helping. Really? Okay, 28.3, 28.6. So half a second away. So 28.6 after a little bit less than 15 minutes. It's already good, I've already got invalidated, but I decided to keep going because as you can see on the predicted, we have a 0.4 there. So even if it's invalidated, I decided to always keep pushing and just to get a grips with the car. But I'm going in a good direction. I'm not very far from the Porsche. A little bit of mistake there, but 28.2 on the predicted, which is very good. And here I'm going to try different things. I'm going to try to come out of this corner in second gear, but yeah, the car's not going anywhere. Acceleration-wise, I'm losing a lot, so I know I have to stay in first gear there and just control the oversteer. Just a little bit. But after a while, I started understanding the car. Here we are going to do predicted 28, even 3, I think we're going to see. But still making these mistakes. But the times are coming down, definitely. The times are starting to go down, and look. 28.2. But look at that, 28.2 already. I've done what, 6 laps with this car total, and we are already a tenth and a half. Yeah, tenth and a half. But then I got into a very weird zone where I think I was just over pushing the car, and then I kept making these mistakes and got into a very bad spiral. Here we go. That T1 is just the bane of my existence, I'm telling you. And after a couple more mistakes, we did a good improvement there. 0.375. So I was feeling more and more confident with the car and how it reacts, what you're supposed to do. And later on, we did a 28.32, I think it's 327. So a small improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. So let's keep going, and just not give up. And here we're going to do something that always makes me a bit smile. We're going to do exactly the same time, so 28.327. But more importantly, I'm going to realize how much you can actually cut the first corner. Look, as long as we don't touch the yellow sausage, we can really cut the corner. Yeah, invalidated, but if I did that with a Porsche, I would be jumping everywhere. So I needed to use that to really make a good time. Because I still had some time to gain there. We're a tenth up, basically. So I needed to use this new knowledge to my advantage, basically.
So after 40, just under 40 minutes. Oh, I did exactly the same time there. My second gear, where was it? Thank you. Wow, this would have been already a better time than the
So even though this lap was invalid, I'm gonna make it 28-0 after basically 40 minutes. So I knew I was heading the right way. I made some tweaks in the setup, and I was just feeling better and better with the car. So I just had to, come on, please!
You have to be more patient on the throttle. It's crazy.
Yeah, more patience with the throttle coming out of the corners. I was really trying. I was starting to really understand this. I saw here that by not playing with the TC, I was gaining on the exits. So yeah, just knowledge. And here we are going towards a good one. I was also keeping out of the curbs while braking. That's something I really understood relatively early, but. And putting all those little pieces together, you know, the knowledge of the car, adapting my driving style and tweaks with the setup. See, you look at this 27 predicted. Come on, I just have to hold it. And I was so confident that I was going to make it. Are we going to make it? Is this going to be a 27?
But again, I have the Delta. I don't like having the Delta.
And towards these final corners, come on. Unfortunately, I'm gonna make a couple of mistakes, but it's going to be a valid 28-0. I'm so close. I'm just so goddamn close. Ah, come on. I know I have this 27 somewhere. There's a 27 here somewhere. Not a very good first corner, and yeah, small oversteer, and I overcorrected. And there we go, invalid again. Ah. Come on! A while later on, I mean, I had so many mistakes. I wasn't going to show them all, you know. But after many mistakes, some things that I tried with the setup that were not working, we did here at 28-2. And then we're going to come here to the first corner, braking as late as I dare, carry as much speed as I can, cut as much as I can, a little bit of oversteer, but that actually allowed me to keep this lap valid by giving a little bit of oversteer on the way out, but not a very good first corner. But I mean, we're not losing, we're not gaining. And here we're gonna brake like really late, but I still forced myself to carry a lot of speed, and I had a really good exit, playing with a TC, and I'll gain a lot coming out. And now 27-8, I noticed this, so now I really told myself, focus, you can do this, trust yourself, not outbraking myself but carrying as much speed as I can here. Really first gear slamming it, correcting the oversteer but not losing speed on this corner. Don't brake too late, because sometimes I would just brake too late, but carry the speed and then boom it, correct, turning the car with the rear. I saw that I was really gaining, biting this curve to rotate the car and just abusing those track limits as much as I can. And now I saw the Delta. I was like, just focus. I gotta focus on these last corners. Braking, biting that curve to really rotate the car, finishing rotating the car with the accelerator in the way out, and just focusing on this last one, abusing the track limits. I bit a little bit of the grass, but there you go. 27-6. This was it. Come on.
One. Because I had a little wobble there. Let's keep going.
Yeah, at this point, I really wanted to improve. I felt like I still had something here to gain, so I did that last lap. That didn't work. Here I had a good T1. This T1 on my best lap was not a very good one. Look at this, half a tenth up. So I just had to keep it together and now basically do what I did on my best lap. But it was such a good lap that I just couldn't. I forced myself, and yeah, no, it didn't work. I think I had enough at this point.
You know what? The 27-6. This would put me in P5. And I still have
Almost a half a tenth in there. So it could have been a small 6. So I know I told myself that I would give myself as much time as possible, but I think it's fair. Almost 1 hour, less than 1 hour. I did half a second faster with a Porsche. With a car I don't know, with a car I did a few tweaks here and there on the setup, but not, you know, not amazing. And I think if I stayed here for more hours, maybe tweak a setup here and there, I could have maybe a 0.5 in here somewhere. So I think we're gonna stop here. I think, you know, 1 hour to each car. It's I would call it fair. So, what are my conclusions after this test? The Porsche is definitely easier on the exits, I would say, once you start to learn what works and what doesn't. I already knew the Porsche was harder on the curbs, on T1 with the Porsche. If I did what I did with the Porsche, what I did with the Mustang, I would just fly. And the Porsche, you can, you know, barely feel it. Unless you really hit that sausage on the inside, you could barely feel it. The Porsche is a bit better if I'm braking on the curbs, for example. I feel like the Mustang, I had to stay out of the curves while braking. Same thing on the exit. If I went too much on the exit with the Mustang, the car would just start oversteering, while with the Porsche that didn't happen. It was way easier though to be consistent with the Mustang, for sure. Absolutely. I feel more on the edge with a Porsche. I really have to focus. And a small mistake with the Porsche, I feel like it's more punishing than with the Mustang. So, yeah. I see, for example, in my league, if I was driving the Mustang, would I do a bit better? You know, it's hard to say. Maybe. I feel like yes. I want to say yes. I do want to say though, this is no. If someone's watching this and they're driving the Mustang and they think I'm bashing on the Mustang for whatever reason, don't. We all drive the cars you want to drive. If someone ever says to you, "Oh, you're driving your car and your car's too strong," you say, "Well, you know, you can choose it as well." So, I'm not bashing on anyone who's driving this car at all. I don't want this to be the point of the video. Which I just thought it would be fun to compare both on a track that has top speed, but also has a lot of acceleration coming out of very slow corners. And there's not a lot of areas where, you know, it's not like Imola, where with a Mustang I can just go over the bananas and just don't feel them. And if I try to do the same thing with a Porsche, I just fly. So I felt like it was a fun thing to do. So there you go. Take anything you want from this. I just want to reiterate, I want to be very, very clear on this. I'm not bashing on anyone at all for driving the Mustang. On my league, I think I crashed there. Yeah, apparently I crashed. On my league, we were not so long ago, we were at Misano, and then I did really well. And I had Mustangs on my back. And I could see they would come back on the, I would say once they put fourth gear, fourth gear, but coming out of the slow stuff, I was gone. I would say though, where is much more punishing with the Porsche is, for example, if I have a bad qualifying. If I have a bad qualifying and I have Mustangs ahead of me, oh God, oh God, it is so hard. Whereas with cars with a lot of top speed and good acceleration, it's easier to recover places. Because if I have a Porsche ahead of me, if he makes one mistake coming out of a slow corner and there's a good acceleration after that, and I'm able to push the car up to, I would say, fifth gear at least, I'm coming through. There is no doubt about it. So these are just conclusions. It was a fun test to do, for definitely. So this is it for me for now. I really enjoy making these videos. I don't care if you like or not. I don't care if you put a like or not. I don't care if you subscribe. Don't. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm doing this just for fun. And if anyone has a little smile watching these things, well, it makes me happy, and I would make another one. So don't like it, don't subscribe, and yeah, piss off.